lanterns and release them into the night sky, believing that the lanterns carried their hopes and dreams up to the stars. This year, however, was different. The festival was marred by an unsettling cloud of darkness. The village had been plagued by a persistent fog that seemed to swallow the light of the lanterns, and the villagers' dreams had turned to worry. They whispered of an old legend about a magical lantern that could chase away darkness and restore hope. The legend spoke of an enchanted lantern hidden deep within the Forest of Whispers. It was said that this lantern had the power to grant one wish to anyone who could find it. Young Mira, a kind-hearted girl who loved the Lantern Festival, decided she would seek out the enchanted lantern to bring back light and joy to her village. The Forest of Whispers. One crisp morning, Mira set off towards the Forest of Whispers. The forest was known for its magical properties and its ability to communicate with those who ventured within. As Mira entered the forest, the trees seemed to lean in closer, their leaves rustling with whispers of encouragement. She followed a winding path that glowed faintly with an otherworldly light. Along the way, she met various creatures of the forest, each with their own challenges. First, she encountered a clever fox named Felix, who was guarding a bridge. To cross this bridge, Felix said, "You must answer my riddle. What has keys but can't open locks?" Mira thought for a moment and answered, "A piano." Felix nodded and allowed her to cross. "Good luck on your quest." The magical stream. Mira continued her journey until she reached a sparkling stream. The water was clear, but it shimmered with a magical glow. A graceful water nymph named Neve appeared and told her, "To pass through, you must show your sincerity. Only the pure of heart may step onto the stepping stones without disturbing the water." Mira carefully stepped onto the stones, making sure to tread lightly and respectfully. The nymph smiled and allowed her to proceed. "You are close to finding the lantern. Trust in your heart." The wise old tree. After crossing the stream, Mira arrived at a clearing where an enormous, ancient tree stood. Its branches stretched high, and it seemed to have a face carved into its bark. This was the wise old tree, known for its knowledge of the forest's secrets. The wise old tree spoke in a deep, rumbling voice, "To find the enchanted lantern, you must offer something precious to you." Mira thought about the village and her family. She reached into her satchel and took out a small locket given to her by her grandmother, a cherished family heirloom. She gently placed the locket at the base of the tree. The tree's branches swayed as if in approval. "You have shown true selflessness. Follow the path of moonlight, and you will find what you seek." The lantern's light. Mira followed the path illuminated by a soft, silvery light. It led her to a hidden glade bathed in moonlight. In the center of the glade was an old, ornate lantern, glowing with a warm, inviting light. The enchanted lantern was even more beautiful than she had imagined, adorned with intricate patterns and shimmering with an inner glow. As Mira approached the lantern, it spoke, "I am the enchanted lantern. You have shown bravery, kindness, and selflessness. What is your wish?" Mira took a deep breath and wished, "I wish for my village to be free from darkness and for the Lantern Festival to bring joy and hope once more." The lantern's light grew brighter, and a gentle breeze carried Mira's wish back to her village. The fog that had blanketed Bramblewood began to lift, and the stars twinkled brightly above. Returned to Bramblewood with the lantern safely in her possession, Mira made her way back to Bramblewood. As she entered the village, the fog had completely vanished, and the villagers were filled with awe and joy at the sight of the clear night sky. Mira placed the enchanted lantern at the center of the village square, and its light spread out, filling the entire village with a warm, golden glow. The Lantern Festival resumed with renewed energy and happiness, and the villagers danced and celebrated under the stars. Mira's bravery and selflessness had restored the magic of the Lantern Festival. The village thrived with hope and joy, and the enchanted lantern became a cherished symbol of their resilience and unity. And so, the legend of the enchanted lantern lived on, reminding everyone that even in the darkest times, a kind heart and a brave spirit could bring light and hope. The end. Once upon a time, in a secluded kingdom nestled between misty mountains and sparkling lakes, there was a village named Eldergrove. Eldergrove was known for its peaceful way of life and the ancient forest that surrounded it. This forest was believed to be enchanted, and at its heart stood an old, mystical tree called the Whispering Oak. The tree was said to hold secrets and magic from times long past. In Eldergrove lived a young girl named Mira, known for her curiosity and kind heart. Mira often visited the Whispering Oak, listening to the gentle rustling of its leaves and the mysterious whispers that seemed to carry tales of old. She dreamed of discovering the true magic of the forest and often wondered if there was something more to the legends she had heard. One day, as Mira played near the Whispering Oak, she noticed something unusual, a small, wooden wand lying among the fallen leaves. The wand was intricately carved with ancient symbols and seemed to emit a faint, warm glow. Mira picked it up. And as she did, the wand began to hum softly. "Hello," a soft, melodic voice said from the wand. Startled but intrigued, Mira listened as the wand spoke again. "I am the Whispering Wand. I have been waiting for someone kind and brave to help me restore the magic of our forest." The wand explained that long ago, the forest was filled with magical creatures and powerful enchantments. However, over time, the magic had faded and the creatures had disappeared. The wand had the power to revive the forest's magic, but it needed Mira's help to find 3 enchanted relics scattered throughout the forest. Determined to help, Mira set off on her quest. The wand guided her with soft whispers, leading her through the dense forest. Her first challenge was to find the silver acorn, which was hidden in the heart of the enchanted glade. As she entered the glade, Mira saw a beautiful scene: flowers of every color, butterflies fluttering in the sunlight, and a crystal-clear stream. The silver acorn was said to be guarded by a gentle spirit of the forest, who would only reveal it to someone pure of heart. Mira approached the center of the glade and found a small, glowing acorn nestled among the flowers. As she reached for it, a soft voice spoke from the flowers. "To claim the silver acorn, you must answer this question. What is the one thing that grows by giving away?" Mira thought for a moment and answered, "Happiness." The flowers glowed brightly, and the silver acorn appeared in her hand. Mira continued her journey, guided by the whispers of the wand. The next relic she needed to find was the crystal pendant, which was hidden in the depths of the Whispering Cavern. Upon reaching the cavern, Mira found herself in a maze of shimmering crystals that reflected light in dazzling patterns. The crystal pendant was said to be guarded by a wise old dragon who had lived in the cavern for centuries. Mira approached the dragon's lair and spoke to him with respect. "Wise dragon," Mira said, "I seek the crystal pendant to restore the magic of our forest. Will you help me?" The dragon, impressed by Mira's bravery and sincerity, agreed to help. "To find the pendant, you must show your courage. Face your fears and trust in yourself." With the dragon's guidance, Mira navigated through the cavern, facing illusions of her deepest fears. With each challenge, she remained calm and focused, trusting in her own strength. Finally, she found the crystal pendant glowing softly among the crystals. With the silver acorn and the crystal pendant safely in her possession, Mira continued her journey. The final relic she needed to find was the golden leaf, which was said to be hidden in the highest branches of the Whispering Oak. Mira climbed the Whispering Oak, reaching its highest branches where she found a golden leaf glowing in the moonlight. As she touched the leaf, the Whispering Oak spoke in a voice full of warmth and gratitude. "You have found all 3 relics. Place them at the base of the tree, and the magic of the forest will be restored." Mira placed the silver acorn, crystal pendant, and golden leaf at the base of the Whispering Oak. The tree's branches shimmered, and a wave of light spread through the forest. Magical creatures began to reappear, and the forest came alive with vibrant colors and enchanting melodies. The Whispering Oak thanked Mira, and the wand, now glowing brightly, spoke once more. "You have brought back the magic of the forest and restored its harmony. You are a true friend of the forest." Mira returned to Eldergrove, where the village celebrated her bravery and the restoration of the forest's magic. The Whispering Oak stood tall and proud, its magic flourishing once more. Mira's name became a cherished part of the village's history, a symbol of courage, kindness, and the enduring power of belief. And so, under the canopy of the enchanted forest, the village of Eldegrove thrived, forever touched by the magic of the Whispering Wand and the girl who restored its wonder. Once upon a time, in a land where rolling hills met the edge of a sparkling sea, there was a charming village called Brightwood. Brightwood was known for its lush gardens and vibrant markets, but its most treasured possession was the Whispering Pendant, a delicate, silver locket that was said to grant a single wish to anyone with a pure heart. The Whispering Pendant was kept safe in the village's grand hall, guarded by the kind-hearted mayor, Lady Eliza. Every year, on the eve of the harvest festival, the pendant would be displayed for all to see. The villagers believed it was a source of their prosperity and happiness. One autumn, just days before the harvest festival, a mysterious fog rolled into Brightwood. The fog was thick and gray, and it clung to the village, making it difficult to see and breathe. As the fog settled, the Whispering Pendant was stolen from its display. Without the pendant, the villagers began to lose hope, and the once vibrant village felt dim and forlorn. The mayor, deeply worried, summoned a young girl named Mira. Mira was known for her bravery and curiosity. She had always been fascinated by the Whispering Pendant and had dreamt of one day uncovering its secrets. Lady Eliza believed that Mira might be the key to finding the pendant and saving Brightwood. "Mira," said Lady Eliza, "the pendant is crucial to our village's well-being. We need you to find it and bring it back. Follow your heart, and trust in the kindness within you." With a determined spirit, Mira set off on her quest. She ventured into the foggy forest that surrounded Brightwood, following a shimmering trail of moonlight that she believed might lead her to the pendant. The forest was filled with mystical creatures, and Mira encountered a wise old squirrel named Nutmeg. "Many creatures have seen the fog," Nutmeg chattered. "But the pendant has been taken to a hidden realm by the Shadow Sorcerer, a creature who feeds on sadness and despair. To reach him, you must find the key of light hidden within the Enchanted Grove." Nutmeg's words guided Mira to the Enchanted Grove, a magical glade where the trees whispered secrets and the air shimmered with enchantment. There, Mira faced her first challenge, a sparkling river that blocked her path. The river's surface was calm, but it concealed treacherous currents beneath. To cross the river, Mira had to solve a riddle posed by a mystical water spirit named Neav. "I am light as a feather, yet the strongest person cannot hold me for much longer than a minute. What am I?" Mira thought carefully, considering the nature of the riddle. She answered, "Breath." The water spirit nodded and created a bridge of shimmering light, allowing Mira to cross the river and continue her journey. On the other side of the river, Mira found a small, ancient chest buried beneath a mossy tree. The chest held the key of light, a brilliant gem that sparkled like the morning sun. Mira took the key and continued her quest, guided by the gentle glow of the key. Eventually, Mira arrived at the Shadow Sorcerer's lair. A dark and foreboding castle perched on a craggy cliff. The sorcerer was a tall, cloaked figure whose presence seemed to drain the color from the world around him. He sat upon a throne of shadows, the Whispering Pendant glowing faintly beside him. Mira approached the sorcerer with courage and respect. "I have come to reclaim the Whispering Pendant and restore it to Brightwood. Our village is in great need of its magic." The Shadow Sorcerer looked at Mira with a mixture of curiosity and scorn. "Why should I return it? What will it mean to me?" Mira took a deep breath and spoke from her heart. "The pendant's magic brings joy and hope to many. If you return it, you will help restore light and happiness to countless lives. You might also find that kindness and light can bring more fulfillment than darkness ever could." The sorcerer, moved by Mira's sincerity, began to feel a strange warmth in his heart. He looked at the pendant and then at Mira. For the first time, he began to question his own actions. With a deep sigh, the Shadow Sorcerer lifted the pendant and handed it to Mira. "Perhaps you are right. I have seen the effect of my actions, and maybe there is something to be gained from letting go of darkness." Mira thanked the sorcerer and left the castle, the key of light glowing brightly in her hand. As she made her way back to Brightwood, the fog began to lift, and the vibrant colors of the village started to return. When Mira arrived at the Grand Hall, she placed the Whispering Pendant back in its display. The pendant shimmered with renewed brilliance, and its magic began to spread throughout the village. Brightwood was soon restored to its former glory, and the harvest festival was celebrated with renewed joy and festivity. The Shadow Sorcerer, having found a new path, began to help others using his knowledge of magic. He discovered that there was more joy in spreading light than in dwelling in shadows. Myra's bravery and compassion became a cherished tale in Brightwood. The Whispering Pendant continued to bring happiness and prosperity to the village. And the story of Myra's adventure was a reminder of the power of kindness and the importance of following one's heart. In the distant land of Lunaire, where the nights were always illuminated by a silvery moon and the skies were adorned with countless twinkling stars, there existed a magical kingdom known as the Moonlit Kingdom. This realm was governed by the gentle Moon Queen, Selene, who had the power to control the moonlight and maintain the balance between night and day. The Moonlit Kingdom was a place of beauty and tranquility, where moonflowers glowed softly in the dark and enchanted creatures roamed freely. However, the kingdom's peace was threatened by a long-standing prophecy. A dark shadow was said to emerge every century, bringing with it a curse that could dim the moon's light forever. In the heart of the kingdom, in the Grand Lunar Palace, lived a young prince named Orion. He was the Moon Queen's only son, known for his bravery and kind heart. Orion was destined to inherit his mother's powers and protect the kingdom from any threats. As the prophecy's time approached, the Moon Queen grew anxious and decided it was time for Orion to undertake a quest to ensure the kingdom's safety. One moonlit night, the Moon Queen called Orion to her chamber. "My dear son," she said, "the time has come for you to prove your worth. A great darkness is approaching, and you must embark on a journey to the celestial realm to seek the guidance of the Starborn Seer. Only with his help can we prevent the prophecy from coming true." Orion, though apprehensive, accepted the challenge. He knew the journey to the celestial realm would be perilous, but he was determined to protect his kingdom. With a heart full of courage and a special amulet from his mother, he set out on his quest. As Orion ventured through the moonlit woods, he encountered a mischievous fairy named Lyra. Lyra was known for her playful tricks and magical abilities. She appeared before Orion and, after some convincing, agreed to help him on his journey. "The path to the celestial realm is filled with challenges," Lyra warned. "But with my magic and your bravery, we can succeed." The duo traveled together, passing through the enchanted forest, where they faced their first trial, the trial of the moon's reflection. They had to cross a shimmering lake where the water's surface was enchanted to reflect their deepest fears. Orion's reflection showed him a vision of failure and darkness, but with Lyra's encouragement and his own resolve, he overcame the illusion and reached the other side. Next, they arrived at the Garden of Eternal Night, a place where flowers bloomed only in moonlight and shadows danced eerily. To proceed, they needed to gather 3 moonstones hidden among the flowers. The moonstones were guarded by luminous creatures that tested Orion's honesty and kindness. By showing respect and compassion, Orion gained their trust and collected the stones. With the moonstones in hand, Orion and Lyra finally arrived at the entrance to the celestial realm, a grand archway made of stardust and moonbeams. They passed through and found themselves in a realm of radiant beauty, where the skies were filled with constellations and the air shimmered with celestial light. At the center of the celestial realm stood the Starborn Seer, an ancient being who radiated stardust and wisdom. The seer welcomed them and listened to their quest. "The darkness that threatens your kingdom is a shadow of doubt and despair," the seer explained. "To dispel it, you must find the heart of the stars, a powerful gem that can only be revealed by pure-hearted bravery." The heart of the stars was hidden within the veil of shadows, a mystical fog that obscured the path. Orion and Lyra ventured into the fog, where they faced their greatest challenge yet, a labyrinth of illusions that tested their resolve and teamwork. Lyra used her magic to illuminate the path, while Orion relied on his inner strength and intuition to navigate through the maze. After a long and arduous journey, they finally reached the center of the labyrinth, where the heart of the stars awaited them. The gem glowed with a warm and comforting light, dispelling the surrounding darkness. With the heart of the stars in hand, they returned to the celestial realm. The Starborn Seer thanked them and instructed Orion to use the gem to restore the moon's light. armed with the gem, Orion and Lyra traveled back to the moonlit kingdom. As they approached, they saw the kingdom shrouded in an ominous darkness. Orion held up the heart of the stars, and its light shone brightly, piercing through the darkness. The moon's light was restored, and the kingdom was bathed in its gentle glow once more. The prophecy was fulfilled not through fear, but through bravery and hope. The Moon Queen Selene was overjoyed to see her kingdom safe and her son's bravery. She praised Orion and Lyra for their courage and wisdom. The kingdom celebrated their heroes with a grand feast, and the moonlit kingdom flourished under the renewed light. Orion and Lyra became legends in the moonlit kingdom, their story inspiring future generations to face challenges with bravery and a pure heart. The kingdom remained a beacon of light and harmony, forever safeguarded by the courage of a prince and the magic of a mischievous fairy. The end. Once upon a time, in a land where the sky was always a brilliant shade of twilight, there was a small village called Moonbrook. The village was named for the shimmering brook that flowed through it, which sparkled as if it were filled with stardust. The villagers believed that the brook held a secret that was whispered by the stars each night. In this village lived a young girl named Elara, known for her adventurous spirit and her boundless curiosity. Elara had always been enchanted by the stories of a magical key hidden somewhere in the land, a key said to unlock a gateway to the realm of the stars. According to legend, only someone with a pure heart and unwavering courage could find it. One evening, as the moon cast a silver glow over Moonbrook, Elara decided it was time to seek out the fabled key. She packed a small satchel with essentials, a loaf of bread, a flask of water, and a soft woolen blanket, and set off towards the forest that bordered the village. The forest was dense and ancient, with towering trees that whispered softly in the breeze. As Elara ventured deeper into the woods, she followed a path illuminated by the light of fireflies. After some time, she came across an old stone archway, partially hidden by vines. The archway seemed to shimmer with a faint, ethereal light. Elara approached the archway with a sense of wonder. As she touched the cool, moss-covered stones, she noticed a carving of a star and a crescent moon. She remembered a story her grandmother had told her about a secret hidden behind such symbols. Gathering her courage, she stepped through the archway and found herself in a glade bathed in starlight. In the center of the glade stood an ancient, gnarled oak tree. Its branches were adorned with thousands of tiny, glowing orbs that resembled stars. At the base of the tree was a small, ornate chest made of moonstone. The chest was locked with a golden padlock shaped like a crescent moon, and beside it lay a note written in silver ink. Elara read the note aloud. To find the starlit key, you must first prove your heart is true. Seek the 3 stars of virtue and show that you possess their light. Only then will the key reveal itself to you. Determined, Elara set out to find the 3 stars of virtue. She wandered through the glade, searching for clues. Her first challenge came in the form of a small, wounded fox lying beneath a bush. Without hesitation, Elara gently tended to the fox's injuries, using her blanket to make a soft bed and feeding it from her provisions. As she cared for the fox, a golden light appeared before her, and a shimmering star materialized in the air. Elara realized this was the first star of virtue, compassion. Continuing her journey, Elara came to a crystal-clear pond surrounded by blooming lilies. As she gazed into the water, she saw her reflection and noticed a shadowy figure lurking in the depths. The figure was trying to pull a baby frog into the water, where it would be in danger. Elara bravely waded into the pond and gently rescued the baby frog, setting it safely on a lily pad. The shadowy figure faded, and a second star of virtue, bravery, appeared above the pond. Elara's final challenge led her to a secluded part of the glade where she found an elderly, blind woman sitting by a small campfire. The woman looked up and asked for help gathering firewood. Without hesitation, Elara gathered the wood and set up a warm fire for her. The old woman smiled warmly and handed Elara a small, glowing stone, which turned into the 3rd star of virtue, generosity. With all 3 stars of virtue in her possession, Elara returned to the moonstone chest. She held the stars close to the padlock, and as she did, the padlock began to glow brightly. It clicked open, revealing the starlit key inside. The key shimmered with the same stardust glow as the brook back in Moonbrook. Elara took the key and, guided by an instinctive sense of direction, found her way back to the archway. She stepped through it and arrived at Moonbrook, where the village was aglow with starlight. Holding the key high, Elara saw the brook sparkle even more brightly, and the water began to swirl in a mesmerizing pattern. The brook parted, revealing a hidden passage that led to a magnificent celestial garden filled with starflowers and moonbeams. The village rejoiced at the sight of the hidden garden, and Elara's bravery and kindness became the stuff of legend. The starlit key was placed in a special place by the brook, and every night, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, a reminder of the magic that lay in courage, compassion, and generosity. And so, the villagers of Moonbrook lived in harmony with the stars, forever grateful for the adventure that a brave, curious girl had embarked upon. In a quaint village called Meadowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, lived a young girl named Lila. Lila was known for her boundless curiosity and her kind heart. She loved to explore the woods and fields surrounding her village, always hoping to uncover some new secret or hidden wonder. One crisp autumn evening, as Lila walked home from the forest, she noticed a peculiar glow coming from a nearby hill. Intrigued, she climbed the hill and discovered a small, ancient stone covered in intricate carvings. The stone seemed to shimmer with a faint, magical light. At its center was a deep blue gem, a starstone, as the village legends called it. According to the stories passed down through generations, the starstone was a magical gem that had the power to grant one wish to a person with a pure heart. However, it had been lost for many years, and its magic was believed to be a mere fairy tale. Excited by her discovery, Lila gently touched the starstone, and a soft voice whispered in her ear, "To awaken the magic, you must follow the path of courage, wisdom, and compassion." The quest begins. Determined to unlock the starstone's magic, Lila set out on a quest. She took the gem to her grandmother, who was known for her knowledge of ancient legends. Her grandmother confirmed the tale and explained that the starstone's magic could only be activated by completing 3 challenges: one of courage, one of wisdom, and one of compassion. Lila packed a small bag with essentials and set off into the forest, following the map of clues her grandmother had provided. The first challenge led her to the Caves of Echoes, a dark and winding labyrinth said to test one's courage. The challenge of courage. Inside the caves, Lila encountered eerie shadows and strange sounds that seemed to play tricks on her mind. The cave was filled with twisting passages and unexpected obstacles. As she ventured deeper, she found herself face to face with a giant spider, its eyes glowing menacingly. Despite her fear, Lila remembered the stories of bravery she had heard. Taking a deep breath, she stood her ground and spoke kindly to the spider, explaining that she meant no harm. To her surprise, the spider revealed itself to be a guardian of the cave and was testing her bravery. Pleased with her courage, the spider allowed her to pass and provided her with a shimmering crystal to help guide her on the rest of her journey. The challenge of wisdom. The next challenge took Lila to the Wise Owl's Grove, where an ancient owl named Olwen awaited her. Olwen was known for his riddles and wisdom. To pass this challenge, Lila had to solve a riddle that would reveal the way to the final challenge. Olwen asked, "I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I?" Lila thought carefully and answered, "Fire." Olwen nodded approvingly and gave Lila a magical parchment that would show her the path to the final challenge. The parchment glowed with a soft light and guided her to the heart of the forest, where the final test awaited. The challenge of compassion. In the heart of the forest, Lila found a small, injured fawn. The fawn was trembling and in pain, unable to move. This challenge was to test her compassion. Lila gently tended to the fawn, using her first aid knowledge and the herbs she had gathered along the way. She spoke soothing words and made a cozy nest for the fawn to rest. As she cared for the fawn, a gentle breeze blew through the trees, and a soft light surrounded them. The fawn's injuries began to heal, and it stood up, its eyes filled with gratitude. The spirit of the forest, moved by Lila's compassion, revealed itself and granted her the final piece of the puzzle. The wish fulfilled. With all 3 challenges complete, Lila returned to the Starstone. As she placed the crystal, the parchment, and the light from her journey near the stone, it began to glow brightly. The magical energy of the Starstone enveloped her, and she felt a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. Lila made her wish. I wish for my village to thrive and be filled with happiness and prosperity. The Starstone's light spread throughout the land, and the village of Meadowbrook began to flourish. The fields became abundant with crops, the river flowed with crystal clear water, and the village was filled with joy and laughter. The villagers marveled at the transformation and celebrated Lila's bravery, wisdom, and compassion. A lasting legacy. Lila's tale became a cherished story in Meadowbrook, inspiring generations to come. The Starstone was returned to its resting place, waiting for the next pure-hearted seeker. Lila continued to explore and help others, her actions always guided by the lessons she had learned on her quest. As the years passed, Meadowbrook thrived under the blessings of the Starstone. The village remained a place of happiness and harmony, and Lila's legacy lived on as a symbol of courage, wisdom, and compassion. And so, in the magical village of Meadowbrook, the Starstone's light continued to shine brightly, a testament to the power of a pure heart and the magic of a wish fulfilled. The end. Once upon a time, nestled between towering mountains and a sparkling river, there was a quiet village named Windmarsh. This village was known for its lush fields and peaceful surroundings, but just beyond its borders lay the Forest of Whispers, a mysterious place no one dared to enter. The villagers believed the forest was enchanted, filled with voices of ancient spirits that lured travelers in, never to return. In Windmarsh lived a young boy named Finn. Unlike the others, Finn wasn't afraid of the forest. In fact, he was drawn to its mysterious allure. Every day, he would sit by the edge of the village, listening to the soft, whispering winds that seemed to float from the forest's depths. His mother warned him never to go near it, but Finn's curiosity grew with each passing day. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange, a strange sight caught Finn's attention. A shimmering light, like a floating firefly, appeared just inside the forest's edge. The light twinkled and danced, almost as if beckoning him to follow. Finn, unable to resist, stood up and ventured cautiously toward it. As soon as he stepped into the forest, the whispers became louder. They weren't threatening, but soft, like voices from a dream. The light floated deeper into the forest, and Finn followed, weaving through ancient trees and over soft moss-covered ground. Every now and then, he heard gentle laughter, as if the trees themselves were speaking. After what felt like hours, Finn reached a beautiful clearing. In the center stood a magnificent oak tree, larger than any tree he had ever seen, its branches stretching wide like the arms of a giant. At the base of the tree sat a young girl, no older than Finn, with hair that shimmered like moonlight and eyes that gleamed like emeralds. "Welcome, Finn," the girl said with a warm smile, as if she had been waiting for him. "I've been hoping you would come." Finn was startled. "How do you know my name? Who are you?" "I am Nella, the guardian of the Forest of Whispers," she replied, standing gracefully. "The forest speaks to me, and through me, it speaks to those who have the courage to listen." Finn's eyes widened. "Why does the forest whisper? What does it want?" Nella motioned for him to sit beside her at the base of the great oak. "The forest whispers because it is alive with the memories of those who have come before. Long ago, this land was full of magic, and the people here were connected to the forest. They could hear its stories, feel its power. But as time passed, people began to forget the old ways. They grew afraid of what they didn't understand, and the forest became a place of mystery and fear." She looked at Finn with a gentle expression. "But you are different, Finn. You have the heart to understand the forest's whispers. That's why it called you here." Finn felt a strange warmth in his chest. "But why me? I'm just a boy." "Because you still believe in wonder," Nella said softly. "And the forest is full of wonders. But it is also in danger. Its magic is fading, and if it disappears, so will the forest. The whispers will become silent, and the connection to the past will be lost forever." Finn's heart sank. how can I help? What can I do?" Nella stood and extended her hand. There is a well deep within the heart of the forest, the well of memories. It holds the essence of the forest's magic. But it has been sealed for many years. Only someone with a pure heart and a mind full of curiosity can unlock it. You must find the well and restore its magic, or the forest will fade. Without hesitation, Finn took Nella's hand. Together, they ventured deeper into the forest, the whispers growing louder and more urgent as they went. The trees seemed to part before them, guiding their way with rustling leaves and soft winds. After what felt like hours, they arrived at a glimmering pool surrounded by ancient stones. In the center of the pool stood the well of memories, its surface glowing faintly, as if it were waiting to be awakened. Nella turned to Finn. "To unlock the well, you must share a memory, one that is precious to you. The well feeds on the magic of memories, and only a true one can bring it back to life." Finn thought for a moment. His mind raced through all the memories he had, of his mother's laughter, the village festivals, the stories his father used to tell him. But then, he remembered something even more precious, the feeling he had whenever he listened to the forest. The sense of wonder, the belief that there was something more out there. With a deep breath, Finn knelt by the well and closed his eyes. He thought of all the times he had sat by the forest's edge, listening to the whispers, dreaming of adventure. He let that memory fill his heart and then whispered it into the well. For a moment, there was silence. But then, the water in the well began to shimmer and glow brighter, casting a soft light over the clearing. The forest around them seemed to sigh in relief. And the whispers became stronger, clearer, as if the forest had been rejuvenated. Nella smiled, her eyes shining with gratitude. "You've done it, Finn. You've restored the forest's magic. The whispers will continue, and the connection to the past will live on." Finn stood up, feeling a strange sense of accomplishment and peace. "Will the forest always be here?" "As long as there are those who believe in its magic," Nella replied. "And thanks to you, the forest will whisper its secrets for generations to come." As the sun began to rise, casting golden light through the trees, Finn knew it was time to return home. Nella waved goodbye, her figure fading into the morning mist as the forest seemed to swallow her whole. When Finn returned to the village, no one believed him at first when he told them about his adventure. But from that day on, he always knew the truth. The Forest of Whispers was no longer just a place of mystery and fear, it was a place of magic, where memories lived and whispered for those willing to listen. And so, the whispers of the forest continued, carrying the secrets of the past into the hearts of all who dared to dream. And Finn? He grew up to be the greatest storyteller in the village, sharing the tales of the Forest of Whispers with anyone who would listen. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills and dense forests, there was a garden. This wasn't just any ordinary garden. It was hidden deep within the heart of the forest, far away from the eyes of villagers. The garden was filled with the most beautiful flowers that bloomed in every color imaginable. There were roses as red as the sunset, lilies as white as snow, and violets as blue as the morning sky. The air was always sweet with their fragrance, and a soft, magical glow hovered over the entire place, making it look like it was sprinkled with fairy dust. But what made this garden truly special were its tiny inhabitants, fairies. These fairies were as small as a human thumb, with delicate wings that shimmered in the sunlight. They took care of the flowers, singing sweet songs that made the plants grow and glow even more brightly. The fairies lived in peace, hidden from the world, in their enchanted garden. Among these fairies was a young and curious one named Lily. Lily had wings that sparkled with silver and a heart full of wonder. She loved exploring the garden and often wandered to its very edges, always wondering what lay beyond the tall, thorny bushes that marked the garden's boundaries. One sunny morning, as the other fairies were busy tending to the flowers, Lily spotted a butterfly with wings as bright as gold fluttering near the garden's edge. Without thinking, she followed the butterfly, her tiny wings beating quickly. The butterfly flew higher and higher, and Lily chased it, laughing with joy. She flew past the tall bushes and out of the garden, not realizing she was entering the deep, dark forest. The forest was vast and shadowy, with tall trees whose branches twisted and tangled. For a while, Lily was too busy chasing the butterfly to notice. But when the butterfly flew away, disappearing into the treetops, Lily stopped and looked around. Everything was quiet and still. She could no longer hear the gentle hum of the garden or see the colorful flowers. Instead, there were only trees and shadows. Lily felt a little shiver run down her spine. She was lost. "Hello," she called out, her tiny voice trembling. "Is anyone there?" There was no answer, only the rustling of leaves in the wind. Lily's heart began to race. She had never been outside the garden before, and now she didn't know how to get back. Her wings drooped, and tears welled up in her eyes. Just then, Lily heard a soft sound, like a whisper. She looked around and saw a small, glowing light coming from behind a tree. Wiping her tears, Lily flew toward the light. As she got closer, she saw it was another fairy, but this fairy was different. She was old, with wings that looked like they had lost their sparkle, and her clothes were made of faded leaves. "Hello, little one," the old fairy said kindly. "Why are you here all alone?" "I was chasing a butterfly and got lost," Lily explained. "I don't know how to get back to the garden." The old fairy smiled gently. "I know the way back. My name is Marigold. I once lived in the enchanted garden, too, but now I live here, helping lost fairies find their way home." Lily felt a wave of relief wash over her. "Oh, thank you, Marigold. Please, show me the way back." Marigold nodded and took Lily's hand. "Stay close to me, dear. The forest can be tricky, and it's easy to get lost." Together, they flew through the forest, Marigold guiding Lily with her soft, glowing light. They passed through thick bushes and under low-hanging branches. Marigold told Lily stories of the forest and how it was once filled with fairies, just like the garden. But as time passed, the fairies moved away, and only a few, like Marigold, remained to help those who got lost. After what seemed like hours, they reached the edge of the forest. Lily could see the familiar tall, thorny bushes that marked the garden's boundary. Her heart leaped with joy. "Thank you, Marigold," Lily said, hugging the old fairy. "Will you come back to the garden with me? The other fairies will be so happy to see you." Marigold smiled sadly. "No, my dear. My place is here, helping those who need me. But remember, you are never truly lost. You only need to believe in yourself and ask for help when you need it. The world is full of friends, even in the darkest of places." Lily nodded, understanding. She waved goodbye to Marigold and flew back into the garden. The other fairies, who had been searching for her everywhere, rushed to greet her, hugging her and asking where she had been. Lily told them all about her adventure, the golden butterfly, and how Marigold had helped her find her way home. The fairies listened with wide eyes and grateful hearts, glad to have their friend back safe and sound. From that day on, Lily never ventured too far from the garden's edge. But she always remembered Marigold's words. She knew that even if she did get lost, there would always be a way back home. And every now and then, when the night was quiet and the moon was full, Lily would fly to the garden's edge and call out softly, "Thank you, Marigold," hoping the old fairy could hear her. The garden remained as beautiful as ever, and the fairies, led by brave little Lily, continued to care for it with love and joy. And though Marigold stayed hidden in the forest, she was never truly far away, her glowing light always ready to guide those who needed her help. And so, the enchanted garden flourished, a place of beauty, kindness, and the magic of believing that no matter how lost you may feel, you can always find your way back home. The end. Once upon a time, in a quaint village called Rosewood, there was a garden like no other. This garden, known as the Enchanted Garden, was said to hold secrets and wonders beyond imagination. It was surrounded by high, ivy-covered walls, and only a few had ever seen its interior. The villagers spoke of magical flowers that bloomed with the light of the moon and fruits that granted extraordinary dreams. In Rosewood lived a young girl named Lila. Lila was known for her boundless curiosity and love for nature. She had heard countless stories about the enchanted garden and dreamt of exploring its hidden wonders. Despite the village's many tales, no one knew how to enter the garden. The key was said to be hidden somewhere in the village, waiting for someone worthy to discover it. One bright spring morning, while exploring the outskirts of Rosewood, Lila came across an old, dusty book hidden beneath a pile of autumn leaves. The book's cover was adorned with intricate designs of flowers and stars. Intrigued, Lila took it home and carefully opened it. The book was filled with ancient tales and mysterious symbols. As she flipped through its pages, she found a faded map and a riddle that read, "Where the willow weeps and the moonlight shines. A secret lies where the old oak entwines. Seek the heart of the garden, where dreams are sown. For only the pure-hearted may call it their own." Excited by the discovery, Lila realized the map led to a large willow tree on the edge of the village. Determined to uncover the garden's secret, she set off with the book, the map, and a small bag of supplies. At the willow tree, Lila carefully examined the area around the roots, as indicated by the map. After some searching, she found a hidden compartment in the trunk containing a small, ornate key with a shimmering gemstone embedded in its handle. This, she believed, was the key to the enchanted garden. With the key in hand, Lila made her way to the towering walls of the garden. As she approached, the gate, adorned with intricate vines and flowers, seemed to beckon her. Lila inserted the key into the lock, and with a gentle turn, the gate creaked open, revealing a breathtaking sight. The enchanted garden was even more magnificent than she had imagined. It was a realm of vibrant colors and magical scents. Flowers glowed softly, and fruit trees were laden with shimmering fruits. In the center of the garden was a majestic oak tree, its branches sprawling out like a protective canopy. Beneath the tree was a tranquil pond with crystal-clear water. As Lila explored the garden, she noticed a beautiful, silver lantern hanging from one of the oak tree's branches. The lantern's light flickered gently, casting a soft, soothing glow. She felt drawn to it and reached out to touch it. Suddenly, the lantern's light grew brighter, and a figure appeared before her, a graceful fairy with delicate wings that sparkled like the night sky. The fairy introduced herself as Seraphina, the guardian of the enchanted garden. "You have found the heart of the garden," Seraphina said warmly. "To truly understand its magic, you must pass a trial of the heart. This garden reveals its secrets only to those who seek to use its wonders for the good of others." Seraphina explained that the trial involved 3 challenges that would test Lila's kindness, courage, and wisdom. Each challenge was meant to show that Lila's intentions were pure and that she sought to help others with the garden's magic. The first challenge was to tend to a withering flower. Lila gently cared for the flower, using her knowledge of plants and her kind touch. As she worked, the flower revived, blooming into a vibrant, radiant blossom. Seraphina nodded in approval. The second challenge was to cross a bridge made of shimmering vines over a pool of enchanted water. The bridge was fragile and required careful balance. Lila crossed the bridge with steady steps, her heart focused on her mission and the well-being of others. She made it across safely, and the vines twinkled with appreciation. For the final challenge, Lila had to solve a riddle posed by a wise old tortoise who guarded a grove of fruit trees. The riddle was, "I have roots but no earth, branches but no leaves, and I can be seen but not touched. What am I?" Lila thought deeply and realized that the answer was a reflection. She replied with confidence, and the tortoise smiled, granting her passage to the grove. In the grove, Lila discovered a hidden treasure chest filled with magical seeds. Seraphina explained that these seeds had the power to heal and nurture the land, and Lila was entrusted with them to share with her village. With gratitude, Lila returned to Rosewood, carrying the seeds in a heart full of newfound wisdom. She planted the seeds in the village fields and gardens. The village flourished with new life, and the once dull landscape became a vibrant tapestry of colors and vitality. The villagers were amazed and thanked Lila for her selflessness. They celebrated her bravery and the magic that had transformed their lives. The enchanted garden secret was now a cherished part of Rosewood's history, a reminder of the power of a pure heart and the wonders that lie in helping others. And so, Lila's legacy lived on, her story inspiring generations to seek out magic not for themselves alone but for the benefit of all. The enchanted garden remained a symbol of hope and renewal, and Rosewood thrived, forever touched by the magic of kindness. Once upon a time, in a quaint village named Willowbrook, nestled between lush green hills and a sparkling river, there stood an ancient willow tree by the riverbank. The villagers called it the Whispering Willow because it was said to speak to those who truly listened. This magical tree was rumored to hold the secrets of the land and the wisdom of ages past. In Willowbrook lived a kind-hearted girl named Isla. She had always been fascinated by the Whispering Willow and its mysterious whispers. Her grandmother, who was the village healer, often spoke of how the tree had guided their ancestors through times of need. Isla longed to hear the whispers herself and discover the secrets the tree held. One summer evening, as the sky turned shades of pink and gold, Isla decided to visit the Whispering Willow. She walked along the river, her heart full of curiosity and wonder. When she reached the willow, its long, graceful branches swayed gently, as if beckoning her closer. Isla settled down beneath the tree and closed her eyes, listening to the soft rustling of the leaves. She had heard that the tree spoke only to those who were patient and had a pure heart. She focused on her breath, letting go of her thoughts, and soon began to hear a faint, melodious voice. "Welcome, Isla," the voice said. "I have been waiting for you. To reveal the secrets you seek, you must first understand the true nature of your heart." Isla opened her eyes and saw a golden light shimmering through the branches. The Whispering Willow continued, "In this land, there is a hidden treasure, one that holds the power to bring joy and healing. But to find it, you must embark on a journey of self-discovery and kindness." Intrigued and excited, Isla asked, "Where can I find this treasure, and what must I do?" The Whispering Willow rustled its leaves thoughtfully. "To find the treasure, you must follow the path of the stars. 3 tasks await you. Complete them with a selfless heart, and the treasure will be revealed." With renewed determination, Isla set off on her journey. That night, the sky was filled with stars, and she followed their twinkling guidance into the forest. The first task led her to a small village within the forest where the inhabitants were a family of talking rabbits. The rabbits were distressed because their home had been flooded, and they were unable to repair it. Isla approached the rabbits with compassion and offered her help. She worked alongside them, gathering twigs and leaves to build a new shelter. The rabbits were grateful and, as a token of their appreciation, gave Isla a tiny, sparkling key. "The key will guide you," the eldest rabbit said. "But only if you continue to act with kindness." Isla thanked the rabbits and continued on her way. The second task took her to a hidden glade where a wise old fox with a mane of silver fur awaited her. The fox's home was surrounded by thorny brambles, which kept it from accessing the fresh water it needed. Without hesitation, Isla used the tiny key she had received to unlock a small, enchanted pouch she had found earlier in the glade. From it, she pulled out a shimmering thread and wove it through the brambles, magically clearing a path to the water. The old fox, who was very pleased, gifted Isla a beautiful, intricate locket. "This locket will protect you and guide you on your journey," the fox said. With the locket in hand, Isla set off for the final task. The last challenge led her to a tranquil meadow where a magnificent stag with antlers like branches of a tree stood waiting. The stag was surrounded by a ring of darkness that had crept into the meadow. Isla approached the stag and used the locket to dispel the darkness, which shimmered and vanished with the light of the locket. The meadow was bathed in a warm, golden glow, and the stag, grateful, shared the final clue. "The treasure you seek lies within your heart," the stag said. "Return to the Whispering Willow, and the treasure will be revealed." With the final task completed, Isla hurried back to the riverbank. The Whispering Willow's branches seemed to glow with anticipation as she approached. The tree's voice spoke again, "You have completed the tasks with kindness and courage. The treasure is now yours to reveal." As Isla reached out to touch the base of the willow, the ground beneath it began to shimmer. Slowly, a hidden compartment emerged, revealing a beautiful chest. Isla opened it to find a radiant, glowing orb that pulsed with the soft light of the stars. The whispering willow's voice filled the air. This orb holds the power to bring joy and healing to those in need. Use it wisely, and let it be a beacon of hope for all. Isla took the orb back to Willowbrook, where it quickly became a source of inspiration and healing for the villagers. The light from the orb brought prosperity and happiness, and the village thrived under its gentle glow. The tale of Isla and the Whispering Willow became a cherished story, passed down through generations. It reminded the villagers of the power of kindness, selflessness, and the magic that lies within their own hearts. And so, Willowbrook flourished with joy and harmony, forever touched by the magic of the Whispering Willow. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in the peaceful kingdom of Etheria, there lived a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was known for her curiosity and her fascination with the stars. Every night, she would gaze up at the sky, dreaming of adventures among the constellations. One evening, as Lyra was stargazing from her bedroom window, she noticed a new star twinkling brightly. It was different from all the others, shining with a gentle, pulsating light. Her grandmother had told her stories of a magical artifact called the Starry Compass, said to grant the bearer the ability to navigate the stars and uncover hidden wonders. Lyra decided to seek out this compass, hoping it might lead her to an adventure beyond her wildest dreams. The next morning, she packed a small satchel with essentials and set off towards the Whispering Woods, where legend spoke of a hidden entrance to the realm of the stars. The woods were dense and mysterious, with tall trees that seemed to whisper secrets in the wind. As Lyra ventured deeper, she encountered a friendly fox with shimmering fur. "Greetings, young traveler," said the fox. "I've heard you seek the Starry Compass. To find it, you must pass 3 trials that test your heart, your mind, and your spirit." Lyra nodded, ready for the challenge. The fox led her to a grand, ancient oak tree with a door carved into its trunk. The first trial awaited her inside. Trial of the heart. Inside the oak tree was a serene glade with a small pond. At the center of the pond floated a golden lily. The voice of the tree spoke, "To pass this trial, you must take the lily from the water. But beware, it represents the purity of your heart." Lyra carefully reached for the lily, her heart full of determination. As she touched it, the pond shimmered with a warm, golden light, and the lily was safely in her hands. The voice congratulated her for her pure heart and guided her to the next trial. Trial of the mind. The second trial was a labyrinth of sparkling crystal walls. The walls seemed to shift and change, making the path appear endless. At the center of the labyrinth stood a wise old owl perched on a pedestal. "To find your way through this labyrinth, you must solve this riddle," the owl said. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Lyra pondered the riddle and thought of the sound she heard in the labyrinth. "An echo," she answered confidently. The owl nodded in approval, and the crystal walls parted, revealing the path to the final trial. Trial of the Spirit. The final trial led Lyra to a moonlit clearing where a small, ancient temple stood. At the entrance, a shimmering spirit awaited her. The spirit spoke, "To pass this trial, you must show bravery and selflessness. Inside the temple lies a treasure, but you must choose between it and a vision of your greatest wish." Lyra entered the temple and found a magnificent chest filled with jewels and gold. Next to it, a magical mirror showed her the night sky filled with constellations. She saw a vision of herself as a famous explorer, traveling among the stars. After a moment of reflection, Lyra chose to leave the treasure behind. She realized that her true wish was to explore the stars and bring back stories to inspire others, not to seek wealth. The spirit smiled, and the temple's ceiling opened up to reveal a constellation map. The Starry Compass, glowing softly, descended from the sky and landed gently in Lyra's hands. The spirit's voice echoed, "You have passed all trials with honor. The Starry Compass is yours to guide you on your journey among the stars." Lyra thanked the spirit and, with the compass in hand, returned to the Whispering Woods. The compass illuminated the path back to her village with a magical glow. Upon her return to Etheria, Lyra became known for her incredible adventures. She used the starry compass to explore the night sky, discovering new constellations and celestial wonders. Her tales of starlit adventures inspired the people of Etheria, and she shared her stories with anyone who wished to listen. The magical compass remained a symbol of bravery, wisdom, and the boundless possibilities of the universe. And every night, as Lyra gazed up at the stars, she knew that her journey had only just begun, with the starry compass guiding her through the mysteries of the cosmos. And so, in the kingdom of Etheria, the stars shone a little brighter, and the dreams of adventure and discovery lived on, carried by the heart of a young girl who dared to reach for the stars. In the light of the starry compass, the kingdom learned that the true adventure lies in following one's dreams with courage, wisdom, and a heart full of wonder. Once upon a time, in a realm where the mountains kissed the sky and rivers flowed with silver, there was a hidden kingdom known as Lemuria. This kingdom was bathed in perpetual twilight, thanks to a magical lantern that hung from the highest tower of the royal castle. The lantern's light was warm and golden, casting a gentle glow that kept the kingdom in a state of perpetual dusk, neither night nor day. The people of Lemuria lived in harmony and joy, their days filled with laughter and their nights with peaceful dreams. However, one fateful evening, the lantern's light began to dim, and the once vibrant kingdom started to fade into shadow. The fields lost their color, the river's silver shimmer turned dull, and the once bright streets were cloaked in gloom. The kingdom's wise queen, Queen Seraphina, was deeply troubled. She knew that the lantern's light was the source of Lemuria's magic and prosperity. Without it, the kingdom would be lost to darkness. She called upon her trusted advisor, Sir Cedric, and shared her fears. "We must find out why the lantern is losing its light," Queen Seraphina said. "The lantern has been the heart of our kingdom for centuries. If we don't restore its glow, Lemuria will be lost forever." Sir Cedric bowed. "Your Majesty, I will find the source of this darkness and restore the lantern's light. I shall embark on a quest to save Lemuria." As Sir Cedric prepared for his journey, a young girl named Elara, who lived in a small village on the edge of the kingdom, stepped forward. Elara was known for her kind heart and adventurous spirit. "Please, let me join you," she said. "I have a feeling that I can help in this quest." Queen Seraphina looked at Elara thoughtfully. "Very well, Elara. You may join Sir Cedric. Your courage and intuition may be what we need to succeed." With a satchel of supplies and a map from the Queen, Sir Cedric and Elara set off on their quest. Their first challenge came as they reached the edge of the kingdom, where a dense and foreboding forest known as the Shadow Wood lay before them. The trees were twisted, and a thick fog shrouded the path. As they ventured into the forest, they encountered their first obstacle, a rickety bridge suspended over a deep ravine. The bridge swayed dangerously, and the fog made it difficult to see. Sir Cedric, though brave, hesitated. Elara, however, spotted a series of stones along the edge of the ravine and suggested they use them to cross. With Elara's guidance, they carefully made their way across the stones and reached the other side. As they continued through the forest, they came upon a clearing where a magical creature, a wise old unicorn named Astra, stood waiting. Astra spoke in a soft, melodious voice. "To find the source of the darkness, you must seek the Cave of Echoes. There, you will find the Heartstone, a powerful gem that holds the key to restoring the lantern's light. But be wary, for the cave is guarded by a fearsome dragon." Thanking Astra for her guidance, Sir Cedric and Elara pressed on. They followed the map until they reached the entrance of the Cave of Echoes. The cave's entrance was guarded by a massive dragon with scales as dark as night. The dragon's eyes glowed like fiery embers. Elara, though nervous, approached the dragon with a calm demeanor. "We seek the Heartstone to restore the lantern's light and save our kingdom. Please, let us pass." The dragon growled but was intrigued by Elara's bravery. "To enter, you must solve my riddle," the dragon said. "If you answer correctly, I shall allow you to pass." The dragon's riddle was complex, but with Sir Cedric's wisdom and Elara's quick thinking, they solved it. The dragon, impressed, allowed them to enter the cave. Inside, the cave was filled with glittering crystals and echoing sounds. At the heart of the cave, they found the Heartstone, a brilliant gem that pulsed with a soft, golden light. But as they approached, a dark shadow emerged, a wicked sorcerer who had been hiding in the cave, seeking to use the Heartstone's power for his own evil purposes. The sorcerer cackled as he saw Sir Cedric and Alara. "You think you can take the Heartstone from me? The darkness will consume your kingdom." Alara, though frightened, stepped forward and spoke with determination. "We won't let you use the Heartstone for evil. We are here to save our kingdom and restore the light." The sorcerer attacked with dark magic, but Sir Cedric and Alara fought back bravely. Sir Cedric used his sword to deflect the sorcerer's spells, while Alara used her quick reflexes and clever strategies to outmaneuver him. In the heat of the battle, Alara noticed a faint glow coming from the Heartstone. She realized that the Heartstone's light was linked to the lantern in their kingdom. With a final burst of courage, she managed to grab the Heartstone and hold it up high. The Heartstone's light grew brighter, and its glow banished the sorcerer's darkness. The sorcerer, defeated, fled into the shadows, and the Heartstone's light filled the cave with a warm, golden glow. Sir Cedric and Alara carefully made their way back to Lumaria, carrying the Heartstone with them. As they arrived at the royal castle, the lantern's dim light began to flicker with renewed brightness. Alara placed the Heartstone in the lantern, and a brilliant light erupted, bathing the kingdom in its warm, golden glow. The fields regained their color, the river sparkled once more, and the streets were filled with joy. Queen Seraphina, Sir Cedric, and the people of Lumaria celebrated their heroes. Alara's bravery and quick thinking had saved the kingdom, and Sir Cedric's strength and wisdom had ensured their success. The kingdom was restored to its former glory, and the lantern's light once again bathed Lumaria in a gentle, eternal twilight. Alara returned to her village, where she was celebrated as a hero. Sir Cedric continued to serve the kingdom with honor, and the Whispering Willow stood tall and proud, its magic stronger than ever. And so, the tale of Alara and Sir Cedric became a cherished legend in Lumaria, a story of bravery, teamwork, and the light that shines within every heart. And thus, the story of the Enchanted Lantern and the Lost Kingdom became a beloved tale, a reminder that even in the darkest times, courage and kindness can bring back the light. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between rolling emerald hills and a vast, sparkling sea, there was a small, charming village known for its friendly people and their beautiful crafts. This village was unique because it was built right on the edge of the sea, where the waves kissed the shore and the salt air carried tales of adventure. In this village lived a young girl named Nia. Nia was known far and wide for her courage and curiosity. She had a special bond with the ocean, often spending her days exploring the tide pools and collecting seashells. But what fascinated her most were the stories about a magical artifact hidden deep beneath the sea, the Starfish Crown. Legend had it that the Starfish Crown was a wondrous treasure, said to be made of pure starlight and capable of granting a single, noble wish. Many had sought it, but none had succeeded. The crown was guarded by the mystical Sea Queen, a gentle yet formidable ruler of the underwater realm. One bright morning, Nia stood on the shore, gazing out at the shimmering sea. She had made up her mind to find the Starfish Crown and use it to wish for her village's prosperity. With a heart full of determination, she set out on a small boat she had built with her father's help. Nia sailed through the crystal waters, guided by the stories and maps she had gathered. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the waves, she reached a hidden cove. There, the water glowed with an ethereal light, signaling the entrance to the underwater realm. With a deep breath, Nia dove into the water. To her amazement, she found herself surrounded by a world of wonder. Brightly colored fish darted past, and coral reefs sparkled like precious gems. She followed a trail of glowing sea anemones until she arrived at the grand palace of the Sea Queen. The palace was an awe-inspiring sight, built from iridescent shells and pearls, and bathed in a soft, azure light. Nia was greeted by the Sea Queen herself, a majestic figure with flowing seaweed hair and eyes that shone like moonlit tides. "Welcome, brave Nia," the Sea Queen said in a voice like the soft crash of waves. I have been expecting you. What brings you to my realm? Nia took a deep breath and spoke with heartfelt sincerity. Your Majesty, I seek the starfish crown to make a wish for my village. We are in need of prosperity and hope. The Sea Queen studied Nia with a thoughtful expression. The starfish crown is not given lightly. It is a symbol of pure intention and selflessness. Before you may receive it, you must prove your heart's worth. The Sea Queen then set forth 3 tasks for Nia. 1. Restore the coral grove. A once vibrant coral grove had been damaged by a storm. Nia needed to help heal the corals and bring back their color and life. 2. Guide the lost sea turtles. A group of baby sea turtles had lost their way. Nia had to help them find their way back to the ocean currents where they belonged. 3. Sing the song of the sea. Nia had to sing a song that could calm the tempestuous waters and bring peace to the ocean's depths. Determined, Nia set to work. For the first task, she carefully replanted damaged corals, using gentle hands and soft words to encourage their recovery. For the second, she guided the baby sea turtles by swimming alongside them, ensuring they followed the right path through the currents. The final task was the most challenging. As she stood on a cliff overlooking the vast ocean, Nia sang with all her heart, her voice rising and falling like the waves. She sang of love, courage, and the deep bond between the sea and the land. Her song resonated with the very essence of the ocean, soothing its restlessness. The Sea Queen watched in admiration as the waters calmed and the ocean's beauty was restored. With a nod of approval, she presented Nia with the starfish crown, which sparkled with the light of countless stars. You have proven your heart's worth, Nia, the Sea Queen said. The starfish crown is yours. Use it wisely. Nia thanked the Sea Queen and returned to her village with the crown. As she held it up and made her wish, a soft glow enveloped the village. Fields flourished, fish swam abundantly in the nearby waters, and the villagers found joy and prosperity in their lives. Nia's courage and selflessness had brought the magic of the starfish crown to her people, and the village thrived like never before. From then on, Nia was celebrated not just as a brave adventurer but as a symbol of hope and kindness. And so, in a kingdom where the sea met the land, the story of Nia and the starfish crown became a cherished tale, reminding everyone that the truest magic lies in a heart that seeks to help others. In a secluded corner of the world, hidden away from the bustling cities and noisy towns, lay a mystical forest known as Starlight Grove. The grove was a place of wonder, where the trees shimmered with the light of countless stars, and the air was filled with the soft, melodious songs of magical creatures. It was said that the grove held a secret, a magical artifact known as the Star Heart, which could grant one true wish to anyone who found it. The story of the Star Heart was known to all, but few had ever ventured into the grove, as it was guarded by enchantments and the enigmatic creatures of the forest. Among those who knew of the legend was a kind-hearted girl named Lily. Lily lived in a small village on the edge of the forest and was known for her generosity and bravery. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a fierce storm rolled in. The winds howled, and lightning split the sky. When the storm finally passed, the villagers awoke to find their crops and homes devastated. The once lush fields were now barren, and the river that ran through the village was reduced to a trickle. The villagers were in despair, for they had no way to restore their land. It was then that Lily remembered the tale of the Star Heart. If the Star Heart's magic was real, it might be their only hope to restore their village and save their home. Determined, Lily set out for the Starlight Grove at dawn. She walked through the forest's edge, where the trees were thick and the path uncertain. The deeper she went, the more magical the forest became. Tiny lights flickered among the leaves, and the ground beneath her feet seemed to sparkle. As Lily ventured further, she came across a gentle fawn named Thorn. Thorn had the body of a man and the legs and horns of a goat. He was playing a lyre made of moonbeams, and his music brought a sense of calm to the storm-tossed forest. "Hello, traveler," Thorn greeted her. "What brings you to the heart of Starlight Grove?" Lily explained her quest and the plight of her village. Thorn listened attentively and then nodded. "The Star Heart is indeed a powerful artifact, but finding it requires great courage and wisdom. The grove is filled with magical trials that test those who seek it. Thorn agreed to guide Lily through the first trial. They arrived at a sparkling pond, where the water was as clear as glass. At the center of the pond was a small island with a single, glowing tree. The tree's fruit was said to be the key to the next step in the quest. To reach the island, Lily needed to cross the pond, but the water was enchanted and constantly shifting. Thorn handed Lily a small, shimmering stone. This is a compass stone. It will help you find the safe path across the pond. Following Thorn's advice, Lily tossed the stone into the water. It floated, glowing brightly and creating a path of light. Lily carefully stepped along the glowing path, and though the waters swirled around her, she remained steady. When she reached the island, she picked one of the glowing fruits from the tree. With the fruit in hand, Lily and Thorn continued their journey. They soon arrived at a meadow where the ground was covered in flowers that changed colors with every step. The second trial was a test of patience and kindness. A group of mischievous pixies played tricks on them, trying to make Lily lose her way. Instead of becoming frustrated, Lily offered to share the fruit she had picked with the pixies. The pixies, touched by her kindness, guided her through the meadow and revealed the path to the next challenge. The third trial was the Labyrinth of Echoes, a maze filled with mirrors and illusions. Lily had to navigate through the maze, following the echoes of her own voice. At first, the echoes confused her, but she soon realized that the true path was not to follow the echoes but to trust her own instincts. With Thorn's guidance and her own intuition, Lily found her way out of the labyrinth and into a beautiful, moonlit glade. In the center of the glade was the Star Heart, a magnificent crystal that glowed with a soft, golden light. As Lily approached the Star Heart, she was met by a guardian spirit of the grove, a majestic being with wings like silver feathers. "You have passed the trials with bravery and kindness," the spirit said. "You may now make your wish." Lily took a deep breath and made her wish. "I wish for the restoration of my village and the return of the prosperity we once had." The Star Heart's light intensified, and a wave of magic spread across the grove. Lily felt a warm, comforting energy envelop her. When she returned to her village, she found that the fields were lush and green again, the river was flowing strong, and the village was bustling with life. The villagers rejoiced, their hearts filled with gratitude for Lily's courage and the magic of the Star Heart. Lily became a hero in her village, celebrated for her bravery and selflessness. The tale of Lily and the Star Heart became a cherished story, passed down through generations. The Starlight Grove remained a place of wonder and magic. And the villagers of Everwood continued to live in harmony, forever grateful for the girl who ventured into the enchanted forest and restored their home with a pure heart and a selfless wish. The end. Once upon a time, in a land where the sky was always painted with hues of twilight and the river sparkled like diamonds, there lay a serene village named Lumina. Lumina was famous for its beautiful gardens, but the crown jewel of its beauty was an ancient, mythical tree known as the Golden Tree. This magnificent tree was said to be enchanted, bearing golden leaves that shimmered under the sun and granted a single wish to anyone with a pure heart who visited it on the night of the harvest moon. In Lumina lived a kind-hearted girl named Mira. Mira was known throughout the village for her generosity and her deep love for her family. Despite her modest means, she often went out of her way to help others. However, her family had fallen on hard times, and they struggled to make ends meet. One autumn evening, as the harvest moon began to rise in the sky, Mira decided to visit the Golden Tree. She hoped that the magic of the tree might help her family, though she knew that the wish she made would need to come from a place of selflessness. As Mira approached the edge of the village and entered the path leading to the Golden Tree, she was enveloped by the tranquil beauty of the forest. The air was crisp, and the leaves rustled softly, almost as if whispering encouragement. Guided by the glow of the harvest moon, she made her way through the enchanting woods. After a while, Mira arrived at the clearing where the Golden Tree stood. The tree was even more stunning than she had imagined, its golden leaves sparkling with a warm, inviting glow. The tree's branches seemed to reach out towards the moon, as if drawing strength from its light. Mira approached the tree with reverence and placed her hands on its ancient bark. She closed her eyes and thought deeply about her wish. She wished for prosperity and well-being for her family, but also for the village, so that no one would have to struggle as they had. As Mira made her wish, the golden tree's leaves began to shimmer even brighter. The soft, melodious sound of a gentle breeze filled the clearing, and a warm, golden light enveloped Mira. When she opened her eyes, she found herself standing before a shimmering portal that had appeared at the base of the tree. A gentle voice spoke from within the portal: "To receive the gift of the golden tree, you must complete a task that proves the sincerity of your heart. Beyond this portal lies a realm where you must show compassion and courage." With a deep breath, Mira stepped through the portal. She found herself in a wondrous land where the sky was a deep twilight blue, and the ground was covered in soft, glowing moss. Strange, magical creatures flitted about, and the air was filled with a soothing, harmonious hum. In this realm, Mira soon encountered a series of challenges. The first was a group of distressed creatures, a family of deer whose fawn had become trapped in a thorny thicket. Mira approached the thicket and carefully worked to free the fawn, being mindful not to cause any harm. The grateful deer nuzzled her in thanks before vanishing into the magical forest. The next challenge was a majestic, ancient oak tree with a hollow trunk. Inside the trunk was a small, luminous stone surrounded by a circle of enchanted flames. Mira noticed that the flames were gentle, almost like a living barrier. She realized that the stone represented hope and balance. By carefully extinguishing the flames with a large leaf she found nearby, she managed to retrieve the stone without harming the forest's delicate balance. Finally, Mira reached a serene, crystal-clear lake where a wise old water sprite floated. The sprite presented Mira with a riddle, challenging her to prove her wisdom and patience. Mira listened attentively and pondered the riddle, finally arriving at the answer through her understanding of nature and compassion for others. With each task completed, Mira felt a sense of fulfillment and growth. The realm began to change around her, reflecting her success. The golden light from the golden tree now flowed through the land, restoring harmony and prosperity to the magical realm. As Mira returned to the clearing with the golden tree, the portal closed behind her. The tree's leaves glowed with a brilliant, warm light, and a gentle rain of golden petals fell around her. The tree then spoke: "You have proven your heart's true sincerity. The magic of the golden tree shall now bring prosperity to your family and village." Mira thanked the tree and made her way back to Lumina. As she arrived home, she found that her family's fortunes had changed overnight. The once barren fields were now lush and green, and the village's harvest was bountiful. The villagers celebrated with joy, and Mira's family thrived as their struggles were transformed into newfound prosperity. The golden tree's magic continued to bless Lumina, ensuring that the village remained a place of happiness and abundance. Mira's selflessness and courage were celebrated, and her story was passed down through generations as a testament to the power of a pure heart and the magic of selfless wishes. And so, Lumina flourished. And the legend of the golden tree lived on, a beacon of hope and kindness in the hearts of all who heard its tale. In the heart of a lush, enchanted forest, there was a small village named Elder Tree, known for its towering trees and sparkling streams. The villagers lived in harmony with nature, drawing wisdom and magic from the ancient oak that stood at the center of their village. This oak was no ordinary tree. It was the guardian tree, a living connection to the spirit of the forest, and it had protected Elder Tree for centuries. Among the villagers was a young girl named Lyra. She was curious, brave, and had a special bond with the animals of the forest. Every morning, she would venture into the woods, accompanied by her loyal squirrel friend, Nutkin, and her pet fox, Ember. The creatures of the forest trusted her, and she could often be seen conversing with birds or helping a deer find its way. One evening, as the sun dipped low and the sky turned a fiery orange, Lyra noticed something strange. The guardian tree's leaves, usually vibrant and green, were beginning to wither and fall. The streams that flowed around it were drying up, and the animals were growing restless. Lyra's heart ached to see her beloved forest in distress. Lyra ran to the village elder, a wise woman named Marwen, who had lived for as long as anyone could remember. Marwen's eyes were filled with sadness as she gazed at the guardian tree. "The tree is dying, Lyra," Marwen said softly. "A dark force is spreading through the forest, draining the life from it. The guardian tree is our only protection, and if it dies, so will the forest." Lyra's resolve hardened. "I have to save it, Elder Marwen. Please tell me what I can do." Marwen looked at her with a mixture of hope and fear. "There is a way, but it is dangerous. You must find the heart of the forest, a magical gem hidden deep within the woods. The heart is the source of all life here, but it has been lost for many years. Only someone pure of heart and strong in spirit can retrieve it." Without hesitation, Lyra agreed. Marwen gave her a small pouch of herbs for protection and whispered a spell to guide her way. Lyra set off at dawn, with Nutkin perched on her shoulder and Ember padding silently beside her. The forest was dense and dark, with shadows that seemed to move on their own. But Lyra was not afraid. She followed the whispers of the trees and the songs of the birds, knowing they would lead her to the heart. After hours of walking, she reached a part of the forest she had never seen before. The air was thick with mist, and the ground was covered in strange, glowing mushrooms. In the distance, she saw a faint light flickering. She hurried toward it, her heart pounding. The light led her to a hidden grove, where a crystal-clear lake shimmered under the moonlight. In the center of the lake, on a small island, stood a pedestal with a glowing gem atop it, the heart of the forest. But as Lyra approached the water's edge, a dark figure rose from the shadows. It was a creature made of smoke and shadow, with eyes that burned like embers. "I have been waiting for you," the creature hissed. "The heart of the forest belongs to me now. If you wish to take it, you must face me." Lyra stood her ground, clutching the pouch of herbs. She knew she couldn't defeat the creature with strength alone. She had to rely on the magic of the forest and her connection to the guardian tree. With a deep breath, she threw the herbs into the air, chanting the spell Marwen had taught her. The herbs burst into a cloud of sparkling dust, surrounding the creature and binding it in place. The creature howled in rage, but it couldn't break free. Lyra didn't waste a moment. She dashed across the water, which seemed to support her weight as if by magic, and reached the pedestal. The heart of the forest was warm in her hands, pulsing with life. As she held the gem, the dark creature let out one final, ear-piercing scream before it dissolved into nothingness. The mist lifted, the trees sighed in relief, and the guardian tree, far away an elder tree, began to revive. Lyra returned to the village as a hero, the heart of the forest glowing brightly in her hands. She placed it at the base of the guardian tree, and immediately, the tree's leaves turned green again, the streams flowed with fresh water, and the animals sang in joy. The village celebrated for days, and Lyra was honored as the savior of Elder Tree. But Lyra didn't seek praise or glory. She was just happy to see her forest, her home, alive and thriving once more. And so, the legend of Lyra and the heart of the forest was passed down through generations, a story of bravery, friendship, and the magic that lives in the heart of nature. In a distant kingdom nestled between misty mountains and vast, shimmering seas, there was a village known as Starhaven. This village was unique because, each night, the villagers would gaze up at a sky filled with stars that seemed to shimmer with a magic of their own. It was said that the stars were woven into the sky by a mysterious figure known as the Star Weaver, who lived in a hidden tower high above the clouds. One evening, as the village prepared for the annual Festival of Stars, a young girl named Lyra stood on the hill overlooking Starhaven. Lyra was known for her curiosity and her unshakable belief in the magic of the stars. Every night, she would gaze up at the sky, dreaming of the day she might see the Star Weaver and learn the secrets behind the starry tapestry. As the Festival of Stars approached, the villagers were bustling with excitement. Lanterns were being prepared, and the air was filled with the sweet aroma of festive treats. However, this year was different. There was a sense of anticipation and wonder as if something extraordinary was about to happen. On the night of the festival, the sky was unusually dark, and the stars were hidden behind a thick veil of clouds. The villagers gathered in the town square, hoping that the clouds would clear and reveal the celestial display. Lyra, however, felt a strange pull towards the edge of the village. Unable to resist her curiosity, Lyra followed the pull through a hidden path that led to the base of the tallest mountain. There, she discovered a narrow, winding staircase carved into the rock, leading up towards the clouds. With a heart full of determination, Lyra began her ascent. The climb was arduous, but Lyra's resolve never wavered. After hours of climbing, she reached a hidden platform high above the clouds. To her amazement, she found a grand, ethereal tower made of shimmering stardust and moonlight. The tower seemed to reach towards the heavens, and the air around it sparkled with magic. Nervously, Lyra knocked on the tower's door. It creaked open to reveal a warm, inviting room filled with celestial wonders, glowing orbs, delicate strands of starlight, and an array of magical instruments. At the center of the room stood the Star Weaver, a graceful figure with flowing robes that shimmered like the night sky. The Star Weaver looked at Lyra with kind, twinkling eyes. "Welcome, Lyra. I've been expecting you." Lyra's eyes widened in awe. "You know my name?" The Star Weaver smiled. "The stars have whispered of your curiosity and your heart full of wonder. They have guided you here tonight." Lyra was amazed and asked, "Why are the stars hidden tonight? And can you help us see them again?" The Star Weaver explained, "The stars are hidden because they are waiting for a special gift to be given, a gift of light and hope. The festival is not just a celebration, it is a chance for the stars to connect with the hearts of the people below." Understanding the importance of her role, Lyra said, "What can I do to help?" The Star Weaver handed Lyra a small, intricately woven pouch filled with stardust. "This is a gift for your village. When the pouch is opened, it will release a light that will reveal the stars and fill the hearts of the villagers with hope and joy." With the pouch in hand, Lyra descended the mountain and returned to Starhaven. The festival was in full swing, and the villagers were beginning to lose hope as the clouds remained stubbornly in place. Lyra approached the center of the village and, with a deep breath, opened the pouch. The stardust inside shimmered and sparkled as it was released into the night sky. The particles danced and twirled, weaving a radiant tapestry of light that began to push the clouds away. As the clouds parted, the stars began to appear, more brilliant and beautiful than ever before. The villagers gasped in awe as the sky was filled with a breathtaking celestial display. The stars seemed to sing a melody of joy and hope, and the entire village was bathed in their magical light. The Festival of Stars was more spectacular than any the villagers had ever experienced. The air was filled with laughter, music, and the warm glow of lanterns. Lyra was celebrated as a hero, and the Star Weaver's gift was treasured as a symbol of hope and connection. From that night on, the villagers of Starhaven never forgot the magic that had touched their lives. The stars were always a little brighter, and the festival became a time of not only celebration but also reflection on the gift of wonder and the power of believing in magic. As for Lyra, she often gazed up at the stars, knowing that her journey had bridged the gap between the celestial and the earthly. She had become a part of the star story, and the magic of the Star Weaver's gift lived on in the hearts of all who looked up at the night sky with wonder. The Golden Feather and the Wise Owl. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled in the heart of a vast and beautiful valley, there lived a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was known throughout the village for her kind heart and gentle spirit. She loved to wander through the meadows and forests that surrounded her home, always eager to discover new wonders of nature. One day, as Lyra was exploring a particularly dense part of the forest, she came across something extraordinary, a single golden feather, glimmering in the sunlight that filtered through the trees. It was unlike any feather she had ever seen, and she knew at once that it was magical. She picked it up carefully, feeling warmth and a strange sense of peace wash over her as she held it. Lyra decided to take the feather to her grandmother, who was the wisest person in the village. Her grandmother had told her many stories of the magical creatures that lived in the forest, and Lyra was certain that the golden feather must belong to one of them. When Lyra showed her grandmother the feather, the old woman's eyes widened in surprise. "This is the feather of Oriole, the golden owl," her grandmother explained. Oriole is a guardian of the forest, a creature of immense wisdom and power. It is said that whoever possesses one of Oriole's feathers can make a single wish, a wish that will surely come true. Lyra's heart raced with excitement. A wish. She could wish for anything she wanted. But as she thought about it, she realized that she didn't want to waste the wish on something selfish. She wanted to do something that would help others. She decided to visit the great oak tree where Oriole was said to reside. If she could speak to the golden owl, perhaps she could learn more about how best to use the wish. The journey to the great oak tree was not easy. The path was long and winding, and Lyra had to cross a wide river, climb steep hills, and navigate through thick underbrush. But Lyra was determined, and the golden feather seemed to guide her, always pointing her in the right direction. Finally, after what felt like hours, Lyra arrived at the great oak tree. The tree was enormous, with roots that twisted and turned through the earth like the veins of the forest itself. Its branches reached high into the sky, and at the very top, Lyra saw a flash of gold. "Who comes to visit the guardian of the forest?" a deep, resonant voice called out. A moment later, Oriole the golden owl swooped down from the branches, landing gracefully on one of the lower limbs. His golden feathers shone brilliantly in the dappled light, and his wise, amber eyes gazed at Lyra with curiosity. Lyra held out the golden feather. "I found this in the forest, and I was told it belongs to you, great Oriole." Oriole tilted his head. "Indeed, that is one of my feathers. You are a kind and honest soul to return it to me. In doing so, you have earned the right to make a wish. But I sense that you seek guidance before making your wish." Lyra nodded. "I don't want to waste the wish. I want to use it to help others, but I'm not sure how." The golden owl blinked slowly, considering her words. "Wishes are powerful things, and they can change the world in ways you might not expect. But you have already shown great wisdom by seeking advice. Tell me, child, what troubles your village?" Lyra thought for a moment. Her village was a happy place, but there was one thing that always seemed to cause the villagers distress. Every year, the river that flowed through the valley would flood during the spring rains, destroying crops and homes. No matter what they did, the villagers could never prevent the flooding. "Our village suffers from floods every year," Lyra said. "It causes so much pain and hardship. If there was a way to stop the floods, it would help everyone." Oriole nodded, understanding. "That is a noble wish, young one. If you wish to protect your village from the floods, the river can be tamed, and the waters controlled." Lyra's heart filled with hope. "Yes, that's what I wish for, to protect my village from the floods." Oriole spread his wings, and as he did, the golden feather in Lyra's hand began to glow even brighter. The light from the feather surrounded her, and she felt the magic of the wish taking hold. When the light faded, the feather was gone, and Oriole smiled kindly at her. "Your wish has been granted, Lyra," the owl said. "The river will no longer flood your village. Instead, it will bring prosperity, nourishing your crops and ensuring that your village thrives. Go now, and see the fruits of your wish." Lyra thanked Oriole and hurried back to her village, eager to see if the wish had come true. As she neared the river, she noticed that the water flowed calmly, even though the spring rains had already begun. The riverbanks were strong and secure, and the fields that had once been destroyed by floods were green and lush. The villagers were amazed at the change, and when they learned of Lyra's wish and her encounter with Oriole, they were filled with gratitude. Lyra's wish had not only saved their village but had also brought them closer together, as they realized the importance of caring for one another and their home. From that day forward, the village prospered, and Lyra was celebrated as a hero. But she never sought praise or reward, for she knew that the true magic lay in the kindness and selflessness that had guided her wish. And so, Lyra lived a long and happy life, always guided by the wisdom of the golden owl and the warmth of the golden feather. And they all lived happily ever after. I hope you enjoyed this fairy tale. Once upon a time, in a distant land of misty mountains and deep forests, there was a kingdom called Eldoria. This kingdom was famed for its incredible beauty and peace, but it held a secret that no one knew. Deep within the heart of the kingdom was a hidden treasure that could bring prosperity and joy to the land. Only those with a special map could find it. The map was no ordinary piece of parchment, it was a living map that whispered secrets and clues to its bearer. It had been passed down through generations, but no one had managed to decode its mysteries. The kingdom's wise ruler, King Cedric, hoped to find the treasure before it was too late. He had a daughter, Princess Amelia, who was known for her bravery and intelligence. One evening, while exploring the castle's ancient library, Amelia stumbled upon an old chest covered in dust. Inside, she discovered the whispering map, which had been forgotten over the years. As she held it, the map began to glow faintly and whisper softly in her ear. Intrigued, Amelia decided to unravel its secrets. The next morning, Amelia showed the map to her father. King Cedric was excited but concerned. "The map's clues have been a mystery for generations," he said. "If anyone can solve them, it is you, Amelia. But be careful, for the path may be fraught with challenges." With her father's blessing, Amelia set out on her quest. The Whispering Map's first clue led her to the Whispering Woods, a forest known for its mysterious and enchanting creatures. The map guided her through winding paths and hidden trails until she reached an ancient oak tree. Under the tree, Amelia found an inscription that read, "To find the next clue, seek the creature of light whose song brightens the darkest night." Amelia pondered the inscription and realized that the clue referred to a mythical creature known as the Lumina bird. This bird was said to have feathers that glowed like stars and a song that could chase away darkness. She followed the map's directions to the moonlit meadow, a place where the Lumina bird was rumored to appear. As night fell and the meadow was bathed in moonlight, Amelia heard a melodious song that filled the air. She followed the sound and saw the Lumina bird perched on a high branch, its feathers shimmering with a soft, celestial light. "Lumina bird," Amelia called softly, "I seek the next clue to find the hidden treasure of Eldoria. Can you help me?" The Lumina bird fluttered down and chirped a sweet melody. As it sang, a hidden compartment in the tree opened, revealing a glowing crystal. The crystal had another inscription, "In the Valley of the Moon, where shadows dance, seek the guardian of dreams to find the next chance." With the crystal's guidance, Amelia traveled to the Valley of Shadows, a place where moonlight created eerie and beautiful illusions. In the heart of the valley, she found a shimmering pool where the reflections of the moon created strange patterns. Beside the pool stood a figure cloaked in silver, a guardian known as the Dream Weaver. The Dream Weaver, with eyes that glowed like stars, welcomed Amelia. "To continue your quest," the Dream Weaver said, "you must solve the riddle of dreams. Only then will the path be revealed." The Dream Weaver posed a riddle, and Amelia, using her sharp mind and intuition, solved it correctly. The Dream Weaver smiled and handed Amelia a silver key. "This key will unlock the final clue. It is hidden in the Castle of the Forgotten." Amelia thanked the Dream Weaver and made her way to the Castle of the Forgotten, an ancient ruin hidden deep in the mountains. The castle was shrouded in mist and shadows, its walls covered in ivy. With the silver key, Amelia unlocked a hidden door and entered a secret chamber. Inside the chamber was a magnificent chest encrusted with jewels. The Whispering Map glowed brightly as Amelia approached, and it whispered the final instructions: to reveal the treasure, place the crystal in the chest and say the words of truth. Amelia followed the instructions and placed the crystal inside the chest. She spoke the words of truth, which she had learned from her journey: "With courage, wisdom, and a heart of light, I seek the treasure that will make things right." The chest opened with a soft glow, and inside, Amelia found a beautiful, ancient artifact, a golden crown adorned with gems. The crown radiated warmth and light, and Amelia knew it was the treasure that had been lost for so long. With the crown in hand, Amelia returned to Eldoria. The kingdom celebrated her triumphant return, and the crown was placed in the royal hall. It brought prosperity and joy to the land, and the Whispering Map was displayed as a symbol of hope and adventure. Princess Amelia's bravery and intelligence had not only uncovered the hidden treasure but had also strengthened the bonds of her kingdom. The people of Eldoria cherished the story of her quest, and the Whispering Map became a treasured relic, a reminder of the magic and wonder that lay within their land. And so, the tale of the Whispering Map and the Lost Kingdom was told for generations, inspiring all who heard it to seek their own adventures and to believe in the magic that lies within every quest. And thus, the story of Amelia and the Whispering Map became a cherished legend, a testament to courage, wisdom, and the enduring power of adventure.